Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're taking a look at 3 of the best PvP Sandbox MMORPGs out there that you can play right now in 2023. As always, this is a personal list of my own and in no specific order here, but in my opinion these are 3 of the best Sandbox MMOs with PvP out there that you can begin playing right now. Let's get right into it. Starting off at number 1 is Albion Online 2. This first-person Sandbox MMORPG released in January of 2022 and had a pretty rocky start, but has come a long way since then with many updates and improvements to the game. This is a full loot MMORPG with PvP and PvE and is similar to games like Albion Online, Ultima Online or Darkfall, but far more immersive. It has beautiful graphics as well as a huge open world with dungeons and a large variety of creatures and other NPCs to kill. It also offers a fully player-driven economy with local banks and trade brokers rather than server-wide ones, and a very deep crafting system along with many different skills that you can learn. There are no instances and everyone plays on one massive server, so even though it has a lower population than other games, you'll usually always see players around wherever you go. It's got a very dedicated community of players who love the game, and you'll easily recognize players' names over time if you play enough. Albion Online 2 is one of the most immersive MMORPGs out that you can play right now due to its first-person perspective along with its beautiful graphics and proximity-based voice chat. You can run up to anyone and begin talking with your mic, and most players actually use this feature all the time, whereas in other games like New World, seeing this is a lot less common. It also has non-instance player housing and guild strongholds that you can build out anywhere in the world, along with skill-based combat with a huge variety of weapon and armor types. You'll need to aim your attacks with melee weapons, bows and magic, and the game even offers mounted combat and the taming of animals who can fight for you. Guilds and alliances are a big part of the game too, with huge battles going on between them at times, and you can easily join or create one. But you can also play solo if you'd like a more hardcore experience, similar to what survival games offer in many ways. In Albion Online 2, you can focus on being a crafter, hunter, gatherer, traveling trader, bounty hunter, mercenary for hire, or whatever you'd like. You could become a well-known crafter who specializes in crafting the best quality weapons or armor of a specific type, or a well-known gatherer who farms and sells a specific type of material in town. All weapons and armor in the game are crafted by players, and so all types of materials are needed. You could even become a well-known criminal who murders people and is hunted by other players or guilds, with your name being recognized by others over time. What you do is truly up to you in this game, and it really offers one of the best sandbox experiences around. The game isn't perfect, but it's got a lot of new updates coming out soon that will change it up a lot, and if you're willing to give it a try with an open mind, it's currently one of the best PvP Sandbox MMORPGs that you can play right now in my opinion. Albion Online 2 can be bought for around $20 to $30 on Steam most of the time and currently has no subscription, but it does have plans to put one in place that will go into effect at some point in 2023, so it's good to keep that in mind. Moving on to number 2, we have Albion Online. This is a free-to-play fantasy sandbox MMORPG featuring a player-driven economy, classless combat system, and intense PvP battles. Albion Online is a very popular MMO that offers deep crafting and gathering systems as well as crossplay, meaning you can play on Windows, Mac, Linux, and even mobile devices with Android or iOS. It's well optimized and easy to run on any platform and offers content to those who enjoy PvE as well as of course PvP, with that being the main focus of the game. It offers features like farming, player housing, local marketplaces and guild warfare, as well as territory control and much more. And it receives many regular updates and has improved a lot over the years with new content and even changes to the game's design that's made it more accessible to players than ever. There's a lot to do in the game, but just like in Albion Online 2, it does have open world full loot PvP, and while you might find some 1v1 fights, you'll run into a lot of bigger roaming groups as well, and so you'll probably want to join a guild at some point. Albion Online does appear to be a pretty great MMORPG that many players love, but it is an isometric game, which means the view you'll have when playing is similar to League of Legends or Diablo, and it doesn't have a regular first or third person perspective in-game. That could be a game breaker for some, but if you like that or can get past it and enjoy PvP, Albion Online is probably one of the best PvP sandbox MMORPGs out there for you that you can play right now. The game is completely free to play, but you can pay for a premium subscription priced at around $15 a month, and if you really want to get the most out of the game, you'll probably want to, but it's not totally necessary. At least you can see if the game is for you first without being limited or needing to pay at any time. Moving on to number 3, we have EVE Online. This free-to-play sci-fi MMORPG set in space is a sandbox MMO that features one massive server for all players as well as a huge player-driven economy. It offers a large, persistent universe for you to explore, along with beautiful graphics, a great soundtrack, and some great storylines that you can play through, many of which are fully voice acted. Players can take part in a number of in-game professions and activities including mining, piracy, manufacturing, trading, exploration, and combat, and you can do pretty much anything that you'd like in the game due to it being a sandbox with no specific paths that you have to follow. It's had many expansions and updates since it was released and offers a ton of PvE as well as PvP content. The game is filled with in-depth lore that's interesting and varied, and for those who enjoy PvP, this game is considered to be one of the top MMOs for it due to the nature of the game itself, being a true sandbox. You can go out looking for players doing PvE missions or mining for example, and try to kill them or slow them down so much that they can't escape, and then ask for a ransom. You can find yourself in huge battles with thousands of players all fighting for control of territory deep within space, or you can form a corporation, which is EVE Online's equivalent of a guild, and mine together or become traveling traders hauling huge amounts of cargo, or just looking for other players to kill or try to ransom. You could even play the game as a spy and infiltrate corporations while secretly passing information to another, or stealing money or resources, or even wiping out all of their funds if they trust you enough to provide you with access, which happens a lot. Playing the market in-game is another popular activity many players take part in, as you can get detailed charts and information for the prices of pretty much everything in-game, and trading or investing like people do in the stock market is a viable tactic for making money here. There's a lot that you can do in this game and too much to get into in this video, but it's one of the deepest sandbox MMORPGs available to play, with a huge dedicated player base and a large learning curve. But many friendly players and even corporations are willing to help newer players out, and if you like the sound of the game, it might be worth a try. Like with Albion Online, it does have a specific type of view that you may either love or hate, and it's definitely a more complex MMORPG. But if an in-depth PvP system with player politics and a huge player-driven economy is important to you, it's definitely worth checking out. EVE Online is completely free to play, but again offers a limited experience for those who don't pay to subscribe. That being said, you don't need to pay anything or subscribe to be able to have fun and progress in this MMO, as a huge amount of content including PvE and PvP can be accessed without any restrictions. But subscribing will offer you access to more ships and skills in-game, as well as double your skill training speed, among a few other things. If you find yourself really enjoying the game, you can always subscribe if you want to, but you don't have to pay at all to enjoy a lot of what the game has to offer, and this is one of the best sandbox MMORPGs available. And so, with number 3 out of the way, that's all for this video guys, but I hope it helps some of you out there find a new PvP Sandbox MMORPG that sounds interesting to you. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions as always, and let me know what you think of these MMOs in the comments below. Leave a like if you enjoyed it and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.